JPMorgan provides banking services to crypto exchanges, Coinbase and Gemini. Anthony Pompliano says government response to COVID-19 will drive crypto adoption. No, Donald Trump negative rates aren't a gift, Bitcoin advocates warn. Updated Telegram abandons Telegram open network and Gram tokens. Welcome back to the first episode after the Bitcoin halving, ladies and gentlemen. In today's video, believe it or not, we're not going to do technical analysis, but we are going to go through some very controversial news, and also we're going to go through some altcoins to see why are altcoins in stagnation after the pump of the Bitcoin to $10,000. What is behind this drop, or let's say stagnation? And now let's begin. Although we're not going to do technical analysis today, we can see that the Bitcoin is still holding somewhere around $9,000. It's still retesting, but we are going to do this in some other video. Now let's jump into our news today. JPMorgan provides banking services to crypto exchanges, Coinbase and Gemini, and this is the same the CEO that said some stuff about Bitcoin. Now, of course, it's not a negative, but he was not also bullish. He does not like anything that it's involved with the cryptocurrency except of digital tokens or coins, as he stated. So after the few years, we can see the same man still as a CEO of JP Morgan is still going towards the Bitcoin. Everybody who are too negative in the past are, as you can see, bullish in the future for the Bitcoin, because there is a future for the cryptocurrency. JPMorgan Chase, the United States' largest bank, has reportedly taken on US cryptocurrency exchanges Coinbase and Gemini as customers. JPMorgan Chase is not processing Bitcoin, BTC or other cryptocurrency transactions on behalf of the exchanges, but is providing cash management services and handling dollar transactions for their US-based clients. The bank will reportedly process all wire transfers and dollar deposits and withdrawals via the automated clearing house network. So what are they stating here is actually the same as in the previous years, actually their CEO, but they are involved on some sort of a way with the cryptocurrency because those exchanges are sending the money in the bank directly through cryptocurrencies, and I do believe that the JP Morgan will sooner or later accept the Bitcoin and starts trading with it, because as we know, after these crashes on the stock markets, options, futures and many other markets, they are probably going to be interested into the Bitcoin because it's a new alternative asset that could bring a lot of money, because we don't have a lot of in market capitalization to actually lift the price, and this is a good opportunity for the banks, and I don't think they will miss this out. On another one, Anthony Pompliano says government response to COVID-19 will drive crypto adoption, as we see in places like Lebanon, etc., where there is a lot of capital controls and kind of nefarious behavior from banks and governments. I think people will seek out assets that only requires an internet connection to be able to transact. So that is a super bullish for Bitcoin and crypto in general. This is very good said because in those countries, people does not have any alternatives to actually succeed in their life, financial life, let's say like that, and the Bitcoin is pretty much a good solution for them because it's decentralized, and that's the most important for the people today, especially after you see these crashes into the markets that we had. People are going to lose trust in the government and in many other entities that could bring them money, as the stocks, real estate and many other even currencies are there included, because we are going to have inflation after printing so much money. Any company that requires a bailout is basically mismanaged by definition, and those long-term impacts are severe. So who is going to bail out the government? If you're a fund and you start investing in a lot of failed companies, the fund is not going to do well, and of course we know where they are going to go, to new assets, new alternative assets that we mentioned in the previous news, and that's also Bitcoin and cryptocurrency space in general. And to connect those dots with the cash, let's see what this guy has to say. No, Donald Trump, negative rates aren't a gift, Bitcoin advocates warn. Bitcoin bulls were lambasting United States President Donald Trump this week as he called on the Federal Reserve to tax protects people's savings. In tweet on May 11th, Trump renewed pressure on the Fed, which he has long suggested should keep pace with Europe in lowering rates. Trump, the US needs negative interest rates gift. The European Union first introduced negative interest rates in 2014. Trump wrote, "As long as other countries are receiving the benefits of negative rates, the US should also accept the gift big numbers." Negative rates essentially involve charging banks, therefore savers, to store money. Fed Chair Jerome Powell has said he is against their introduction, but last month an ex-official joined calls to send US rates negative for the first time in history. The US Federal Reserve should gift a rapidly depending recession by taking interest rates below zero for the first time ever, former Minneapolis Fed President Narayana Kocherlakota claimed. Taxing savers, Bitcoiners say, has only worsened since the coronavirus, as enforced economic shutdowns saw governments bail out big business while taking equity and wealth away from smaller players, he told Trump on Twitter. But the inflation created to make negative rates possible will hurt wage earners too. Plus, the overall economy will be less productive and living standards will be lower as a result. Now, this is something that we are discussing on this channel and on in crypto space in general, because if you have those bailouts printing money all the time, you are going to hurt the people who are actually receiving the salary, and that's actually we are going to feel that standard, that lower standard that we can see over here. So no, this is not a gift, and those negative rates is actually because of printing so much money and because economy is artificially pumped on the way to the upside and the stock market in general. So this is the big problem over here, which Bitcoin and cryptocurrency could solve. And now today's my favorite. Unfortunately, Telegram abandons Telegram Open Network and Gram tokens. Telegram CEO announces the end of the Telegram Open Network and Gram following regulatory battle. We did cover almost every news on this channel about Telegram to see what is going to happen with their tone, with their project over here, and unfortunately we can see that they actually abandoned. And now let's see the final statements. US card breaks sovereignty of global jurisdictions, Durov argues. In the post dubbed "What Was Tone and Why It Is Over," Telegram CEO said that they made the decision in response to a US card prohibiting Telegram from distributing its Gram tokens anywhere in the world. Duro wrote, "The US card declared that grams couldn't be distributed not only in the United States but globally." Why? Because it said a US citizen might find some way of accessing the Ton platform after it launched. So to prevent this, grams shouldn't be allowed to be distributed anywhere in the world, even if every other country on the planet seemed to be perfectly fine with Ton. Telegram CEO also emphasized that the court decision breaks sovereignty of jurisdictions around the world, saying, "This court decision implies that other countries don't have the sovereignty to decide what is good and what is bad for their own citizens. If the US suddenly decided to ban coffee and demanded coffee shops in Italy be closed because some American might come there, we doubt anyone would agree. Yes, but if that coffee is bad, somebody will blame the US. So I don't think he has right over here. Just because US prohibited the Ton in the whole world means that they are protecting their name, as the United States of America are going to be responsible if something bad happened with the Ton and with the Gram tokens in general. So I do believe that this is the main reason for those bans." Mitya Goroshevsky, a key member of the Free Ton community and the STO at Ton Labs, a third-party group of Ton infrastructure developers, commented on Durov's announcement. "Well, it's quite clear. Pavel was forced to do so statement, yet I agree with every sentiment it has, and particularly with the last statement regarding decentralization. This resonates exactly right with Free Ton goals. We will continue to develop, build and distribute the Ton around the world. We will get it into the hands of millions of people because that is the right goal." And concluding the post, I want to conclude this post by wishing luck to all those striving for decentralization, balance and equality in the world. You are fighting the right battle. This battle may well be the most important battle of our generation. We hope that you succeed where we have failed. Unfortunately, this is the end of the tone for now, but we will see how they're going to do with the distribution in the whole world. They are going to fight for decentralization, but as you all know, we already do have decentralized system, which is called Bitcoin BTC. Now, since we are actually standing on this page over here, let's see what is going on with the altcoins. Why are they not moving? I do believe that many holders of the altcoins are asking the same questions, especially those who are new. If you are new, listen up very carefully. If you are old one, you probably know this. Altcoins, this is not altcoin event. This is the Bitcoin's event. That's why it's called, of course, Bitcoin Halving, and all eyes and ears are pointed towards the Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin is the biggest one that will profit over here. So this is the also reason why we went from flash crash to the Bitcoin to the $10,000 per one Bitcoin and came back to retest $9,000, as you can see. Ethereum almost on 200, XRP 19, it fell down from 21 cents. Bitcoin Cash $234, Bitcoin SV 187, LTC 42, BNB 15.89. It's still holding since those drops. EOS 2.34, Tezos 2.52, and we're going to check also Link. Link is still holding around $4, but right now roughly on 3.7. The most important is to see altcoins actually holding around those prices. They are not still falling down, and that's very important. Now we will see how the Bitcoin will react. We do have some interesting technical analysis that we will do in the next videos, because the price is not only depend from itself, it's also connected and correlated with the stocks, and that's very important to know. So make sure to hit that like and subscribe button to actually see the next videos, because I'm going to upload much more videos. Now in the next video we're going to discuss about miner capitulation. That video maybe come out today or maybe tomorrow, we will see. And technical analysis will be some emergency video. If something actually comes up on the charts, we're going to discuss about it, how the Bitcoin is reacting, because right now we are in sensitive area, and one of the reasons for that is because we are in after halving period right now, and that period, as the history shown to us in the previous halvings, we had some sort of a dumps, and after that bigger pumps, because the inflation rate, or let's say stock to flow ratio in the Bitcoin charts, did its thing. So this is the reason why we need to be careful and observe very carefully. But if you're here for a long term, you should for sure start with dollar cost averaging in the crypto space. I think this is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and until the next episode, happy trading and goodbye.